No man dealt with more coaching turnover during his career and run of success than that of Nick Saban. That success breeded the opportunity for a lot of his assistant coaches to find opportunities elsewhere and reach their dreams. And such is the case that is happening for Ryan Day and Ohio State. Nick Saban has a message for Ryan Day. It's a message that he spoke very clearly, and it was no doubt meant for Ryan Day, and it is a word of encouragement for Ryan Day. The question is, will Ryan Day listen to said message by the GOAT himself, Nick Saban? When I say GOAT, there's not a lot of debate in our lifetime who the best college football coach was. You can argue about how he got there and the means by which he used to get there, but no one won more national championships than Nick Saban, and no one had to deal with more coaching turnover than Nick Saban. Here's the message that he had for Ryan Day. Speaking about Saturday's game against Indiana in Indianapolis for the Big Ten Championship, Nick Saban said the play calling collapsed. When a coordinator's mind is already in South Florida, the offense pays the price. Ohio State paid the price last night. He's not lying. This is 100% true and factual. The play calling suffered Saturday night. 10 points. That's all you managed to score, 10 points. And they left so many points out there. The inability to be successful on third down, the inability to get a fourth down conversion in the red zone, the missed field goal opportunity. There was a lot of missed opportunities that offense had. And spare me the whole Ryan Day was the one calling plays. Ryan Day on Sunday spoke truth into the ether, if you were listening, that Brian Day, or excuse me, that Brian Hartline, not Ryan Day, Brian Hartline was the one calling plays. Now, before you get your panties all in a bunch and you want to argue with me down in the comment section below, let me quickly and precisely explain how this works. The offensive coaching staff gets together usually on Sunday and Monday, and they create the offensive game plan by which the team plans to attack the defense of the opponent for that upcoming weekend. Okay? In that, they're going over certain plays that they think will work against the weaknesses of those defense, and they start to jot these down, write them down, and all the plays that that Brian Hartline is going to call are put on the play sheet, okay? That they then disseminate to the quarterback and offensive players as they get them prepared during the week in order to get themselves ready for that game on Saturday. So, even though Brian Hartline was the one calling the plays, Ryan Day does not just to get to skip out on responsibility here. He has a lot of responsibility, and at the end of the day, he's admitted, and you all know the buck stops with him when something doesn't go right, whether that's on the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball, or special teams. Okay, so it's not like Ryan Day's blameless for only scoring 10 points in this game. But for all the people who are out there saying, boy, it sure looks like Ryan Day's calling the plays again, and you people know who you are, and you know who you're listening to, who's feeding this BS, that is not true. It hasn't been true all season. It hasn't. Does Ryan Day have veto power? Yes. Has he made calls? He said, hey, I'm going to take this one. This is what I want to run. And he makes that call. Yes, he's done that. But he is not, quote unquote, calling the plays. That is still Brian Hartline up in the booth. Does Ryan Day have the ability to say to Brian, let's go with this one here, or let's look to run the ball in this situation, or I want to run the ball to the right side here. Yes, he has the ability to do that, and then Brian Hartline will look at the play sheet and he will come up with the play call to give to Julian Sain. Okay, it's so ignorant to just say Brian Hartline was calling the plays. Like, out of the blue, he's just randomly picking things on the play sheet that at any given moment and going with it. And Ryan Day has no power here, has no responsibility, or vice versa. It's literally Ryan Day sitting there on the sideline with the play sheet the entire time. Brian Hartline's just up there playing solitaire on his cell phone in the booth. Okay, like it's ridiculous how simple some of these people are making this argument when it's a very complex situation. But what I want to get at here is exactly what Nick Saban said. The play calling suffered. It absolutely did. And like I said early Sunday morning after the game, late Saturday night, depending on how you look at it, I said that the situation with Brian Hartline absolutely tied the hands of this offense. It was absolutely something that prohibited this offense from running on all cylinders on Saturday. And I think all of us can come to the agreement and to the conclusion that it was a distraction. Brian Hartline's it was not only a distraction for recruiting on National Signing Day on Wednesday. I think it was a distraction beyond that in the actual locker room in the Woody Hayes Athletic Center as this team got ready for a Big Ten championship game. Here's what Nick Saban is saying to Ryan Day. And let me read between the lines for you. He's saying, Ryan, you have to do what's best for this team in order to win a national championship. Not what's best for Brian Hartline, not what's best for the Ohio State fans, what's best for those players and for your team to be successful. That's what he is saying here. And however that looks, that is the suggestion Nick Saban is giving Ryan Day. Now, Nick Saban, having gone through this himself, has done this multiple ways. He has allowed coaches and actually said, you know what? You're going to be a distraction being around the team. Leave. He's also had coaches who have left who he says, I need you to continue calling plays. He's done it both ways. So this is not Nick Saban saying you need to let Brian Hartline go. He is saying whatever the best case scenario is for you and Brian Hartline in order for this team to be successful moving forward, that's what you need to do. The question is, what is it? Is it Brian Hartline sticking around? Is it him going down to South Florida for the entire week, coming back next week, and then kind of getting, I guess, used to the game plan that they're going to go with, depending on whether it's A&M or Miami? What will it be? Will it be Ryan Day saying, you know what, I'm going to take over play calling. I'm going to take over most of the responsibility here with the offense. That's what I'm going to do. Or would it be Ryan Day saying, I'm going to promote somebody already in the staff to maybe go up there and call the plays? Maybe we have that person on staff. I don't think it's going to be pulling Chip Kelly off the sideline here and saying, hey, it's time for you to call plays when he hasn't done it all year with a brand new quarterback who Chip Kelly hasn't worked with. That doesn't make any sense at all. So whatever it's going to be for Ryan Day, whether it's Ryan Day saying, Brian, just go ahead and stay down in Tampa, I've got this, or if it's going to be, you know what, Brian, let's not change anything. Let's keep this going. Let's try to work through it here. Or maybe it's, him looking at another staff member and saying, time for you to take over some of those duties that Brian Hartline had. We're going to need you. I don't know what it'll be, but I know this much. Hasn't Ryan Day earned our faith that he'll make the right decision? So far, a lot of Ryan Day's coaching decisions, especially lately in the last couple years, have all turned to gold. They've all been the right decision. Jim Knowles, Matt Patricia, right? Chip Kelly, Brian Hartline. He has earned the right, in my opinion, for us as fans to say, whatever decision he makes with this, we're going to back him on that. And it'll be the right decision. He's earned that right. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, well, we'll see. And then as soon as if it doesn't turn out right, you're going to make, see, I told you so. And you have the right to say that too if you want. Absolutely. But for me personally, I look at what Nick Saban has said. I look at what Nick Saban has done. And I think he is saying to Ryan, make the right decision for your team. Not the one that we all want, because, boy, if you go to Twitter, there's a lot of Ohio State fans saying, just let Brian go, but make the one that's right for your team so that you can go win a national championship. Let me know what you think about what I think down in the comments section below. Thank you so many of you who have subscribed to the channel here recently. Let's keep that momentum going. If you're not subscribed, we'd love for you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And of course, ring the bell, get notified every time we go live. We appreciate all of you. Have a great day. And make sure on your way out, hit that thumbs up button, everybody. Go Bucks.